Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you? Hope you will be fine and feeling better. This is another class designed for MA second. The subject is poetry too. So the topic which we discuss today is one of the most important work of P.B. Shelley to a skylark. So I will try to explain line by line, but that I'm not going to discuss the biography of P.B. Shelley because we have already discussed some works of P.B. Shelley. Okay, so some facts about To a Skylark. The first one is To a Skylark was composed in Lira, Italy in 1822. And this is the first questions you should keep in your mind that this poem is being composed in 1820. It was published in the same year in the Prometheus Unbound volume. In the spring of 1820, Shelley and his wife spent a week or two near Lyon, and after that they are composed the poem here. So it means that the poem, where the poem is being composed, how the ideas come for composing this poem. So it has been came when he and his wife spent time in Italy. Okay, let's come to the stanza. The first stanza is, I'm going to recall your mind again that if you are watching this lecture, you must have a text. Okay, the first stanza, I'm not read out the stanza, but I am just explain the stanza in a short. Okay, in a first stanza, the poet addresses the skylark as it sings from above the sky, is a spirit of joy in higher. Yani the first stanza, the poet address whom the poet address who basically he addressed that the skylark singing a song which is above the sky. It is basically the spirit of a joy and happiness. The second one is he cannot think it was a bird. It is a spirit ever rising higher and pouring from above a rain of melody. And he didn't, the speaker or the poet did not think that it is a bird, but actually it is a spirit or rising higher and pouring from above a rain of melody. Yani a rain of melody, so here it refers basically the pleasure and the happiness. Okay, the third one, it begins its skyward flight with the very peep of the dawn. It goes on singing until the dim twilight of evening melts around it. And now he further says that he sings a song, yani from dawn to dusk. He is been singing. Still the so the third stanza, though it remains unseen during its flight, its song floods the earth all the time. When in the daylight like a star it remains unseen, though we still listen to its song. Yani it means that all the day and night, it sings the songs. Okay, like he said that like the moon beams. Sorry. Okay, let's come to the fourth one. The bird song is as keen as the beam of light shooting from the moon that fades toward the morning. But if we see it more attentively, we feel that it is still there. And it means that now the poet said that if the evening is being came from dawn to dusk, it is being singing. But sometimes we can't see it and we feel that he has been disappeared or he has been silent. But basically it is not silent if we heard or if we try to listen him attentively. Every time he sings a song and we feel it, but if we listen it attentively. Though the skylark is invisible, but its song fills the earth and air like the moon beams that flood the sky at night when the moon is hidden behind a cloud. This is very interesting line. Means कि ये जो skylark है ये तो invisible है, just like क्या है, लेकिन उसकी जो songs है वो अर्थ और एयर को क्या कर देती है, कवर कर देती है. कैसे? जिस तरह इन द नाइट जो हमारी जो मून हमारे पास होती है, अगरचे वो क्लाउड्स में कवर्ड होती है, लेकिन उनकी जो रेस है वो क्या करती है, वो ओशंस और वाटर में नज़र आ ही जाती है. The next thing that the poet is at loss to understand what the bird exactly is. Its song is brighter and more radiant than even the beautiful raindrops that fall from the rainbow clouds. Now the poet confused himself that what the bird is exactly is. Its song brighter and radiant. Now he said that its song is so shiny. Shiny means it's so melodious, like रेनबो क्लाउड्स. ओके, यानी मतलब ये है कि पोएट खुद भी कंफ्यूज है, खुद भी अंडरस्टैंड करना चाहते हैं कि ये बड़ी इतनी खूबसूरत क्या है इसमें. ठीक है, और जो नेक्स्ट स्टेंजा है, द बर्ड लाइक अ हाई बॉर्न मेडन सिंगिंग इन द डीड ऑफ अ नाइट इन हर सीक्रेट चेम्बर्स टू कंफर्ट हर लव सिक हर्ट. It is like a glowing worm that scattered its light all around from its secret covered of leaves and grasses. It is like a rose concealed in the bubble of leaves, the sweet fragrance of which is carried by the wind and scattered all around. Another explanation is the bird is like a high-born maiden singing in the dead of a night in her secret chamber to comfort her lovesick heart. यानी उसकी आवाज़ के ऐसी उन परिंदे की ऐसी कोई मैडन जो हो, जो शहजादी हो, जो क्या करे, जो चैम्बर में बैठी हो और अपनी जो लव सिक है, अपने जो बीमार दिल है उनके लिए क्या गाना गाए. यानी इट मीन्स दिस सॉन्ग इज फुल ऑफ ग्रीफ. ओके, इट इज लाइक अ ग्लो वर्म दैट स्कैटर्स its light all around from its secret covered up leaves and grasses. I think it is easy, these lines are so easy, no need for explanation. It is like a rose concealed in its bubble of leaves, the sweet fragrance of which is scattered by the wind and scattered all around. या इसकी मिसाल ऐसी है जिस तरह जब कोई तेज़ हवा आ ही जाती है और जो फूल है उसके लीव्स से उनके जो फ्रेगनेंस से जो स्वीट फ्रेगनेंस है वो क्या कर देती है, ले जाती है. तो ये बेसिकली क्या है, ये हमें उनकी खूबसूरती की बात बताता है. The Skylark song surpasses all earthly things in joy and loveliness. It is more delightful than the gentle patter of a spring showers or the flower opening under the soft spring rain. Songs of love are wine, of marriage and victory and war, and absolutely dull in the comparison with the bird songs. इसी में वो क्या कहता है कि the skylark song is surpasses all earthly things in joy and loveliness. यानी the song of a skylark is being heard by everything of the earth. Okay, and they just bliss, delightness, just like a spring season showers, which just give beauty to the flowers under soft spring rain. Songs of love, wine, of marriages and victory. Yani all these are just comparisons of the songs of a skylarks, like the marriage, like the victory, like the wine. So the songs is being compared from different angles. Like in a first he says songs of love or of wine or a songs of victory or some other things. The poet is wanting to know what the true source of bird song is. He wanted to know if it is some beautiful object of nature or the love of its own kind or ignorance of a human suffering that inspire its songs. Whatever the source of its happy strain, it is certain that the bird is a perfect stranger to the long war. In faint that fall to the lost of man. The bird know more about the mysteries of life and death than have been revealed to the man. Otherwise, its song would not have been so clear and free from the touch of a sadness. In all the strings are in a short. इसका ये मतलब है कि ये जो songs है, अगरचे it is melodious, but basically the tone of the song is full of a sadness. He did not feel himself free from this grief, from these troubles, because if we look at the last stanza, he says very clearly, the birds know more about the mysteries of life in depth than have been revealed to man. Otherwise, its song is full of grief. may love from things unreal are impossible to attain. Hence all his joy have in each of sadness. Even a man's life was one of joy and happiness and free from pride, fear and hatred. His song would not have been so sweet as the bird song. The bird song is better than all the wisdom enshrined in books. Hence the poet appeals to the bird for a portion of its joy, so that he might enrapture the heart of men's all the world over with his songs, as he himself is being enraptured by its songs. Okay, so it means कि जो bird है वो क्या है, like a man's life, अब joy happiness है, free from pride है, fear and hatred है, और उनकी जो song है वो क्या है, sweet is the bird song. इन स्काईलार्क की जो song है वो भी क्या है, बिल्कुल ऐसी है जिस तरह हमारी जो दूसरे birds की जो song होती है. और आखिर में कहते हैं कि the bird song is better than all the wisdoms. ठीक है, enshrined in books, यानी जितने भी जो विजडम्स है जो किताबों में लिखी गई है या किताबों में जो सेव की गई है, ये भी क्या है, सेम तरह की वर्ड भी इस तरह की विजडम्स है. Hence the poet appeals to the bird for a portion of its joy. लेकिन ये जो पोएट है इसी वर्ड को किस चीज़ के लिए यूज़ करता है, अपील ऑफ जॉय के लिए. So that he might enrapture the hearts of men all the world over with his songs. और क्या कर दीजिए सारे जो लोग हैं वो अपने आवाज़ से ये वर्ड क्या करना चाहता है, कैप्चर करना चाहता है. वो मीन्स के he wanted to give his joy with his own sound of my own songs, as he himself being enraptured by its songs. Okay, so this is all about the poem. शॉर्ट सी के पोएम क्या है, एक बर्ड के बारे में है जिसकी सॉन्ग्स के बारे में है. और so I think this is enough. So if you have any sort of a confusion you may ask, and even I have shared another lecture on this. I will share through, you may just download